Dear 5K1 God, although I am not perfect, I just want to take this time to let you know how I appreciate your protection, 5K1 God. You have took me from the valleys of the lows to the highs with your protection. Many could have spoken up and used that sneaky snitch proffer 5K1 agreement. But you wouldn't allow it, oh Lord, you wouldn't allow it. And I just want to come today and say thank you, 5K1 God. Amen. Yeah. Ah, man. Hit the hype button. Hit the hype button. Hit the like button. Where we going to start today? We're going to start right here. We're going to start with education today. Oh, we're going to start with some education today. Let's see. Can I bring that over? Hold up, y'all. I want to... All right, let's bring that up right there. Let's get rid of this. Bring that down. And then put up the screen with the background. That's not the background. Hold on, y'all. Right there. All right. Now, can I enlarge this at all? All right, cool. Is that good? All right, Chase Nova. I've been seeing you around different comments, bro. And we got to slow things down. So here's what's going on, Chase. Trust me, bro. I've been there. I've been in environments where it's like I'm not in an institution, but I'm conditioned at the same time. So my thought process was ignorant. And Chase, if you don't take the time to do whatever you got to do right now, but you got to get out of that lifestyle. And I could tell you in either two things. You in that some type of lifestyle and you young, or in fact you are faking the funk and you know way around this and you just saying stuff online that you think sound like real shit niggas would say, right? So you respond to somebody else and you say that's because the murderers became snitches. Cool. We don't even gotta go to what you saying, what the first person said. After that, you double down and you say, that's why I only do crime. Let's just stop there. And in fact, Chase, this is what bothers me and this is what worries me. If you do crime, that is your business, bro. So what we not doing is giving people accolades like, oh, Chase do crime, that's a real nigga. Yo, bro, go mind your fucking business and do what you do. You should not. I'm telling you, because maybe you don't got an unk that be like, yeah, what the fuck is you doing? If you do crime, why are you on the internet telling you niggas you do crime? It's not a rap. It's not a movie, dog. It's not a movie, dog. There's people who get paid to come and search. That pause was way too long. There are people who get paid to come, but knock it off. Knock it off, Cassie. 30 mil? Now Cassie on the run. Now Cassie leaving America. Because she don't want to get hit with the lawsuit from the drill masters that was gunning her down. Giving her the work. That should have been you that got hit with that sentence, Cassie. Because it was you paying for that. But like I said, there's people that want to... There's people that get paid to come to work just to catch criminals, Chase, right? So I'm not trying to embarrass you up here, bro, but we got to get you to think differently. This is why you niggas don't last in the street. You take law enforcement for a joke. It's not a movie, dog. Niggas will look up your fucking YouTube and track your silly ass down. And then you have everybody else in some type of indictment, all because you wanted to sound like a cool nigga on the internet. That's why I only do crime with killers, so they can't tell on me. So I'm gonna tell you right now, that shit sound very birdheadish, my nigga. And you see my reply. You gotta get knowledge of the self. Peace to the gods in the earth. Can somebody track this nigga down and give him some knowledge of self? Chase, next time I speak to you, my nigga, I want you to know the 1 to 10, bro. No ifs, ands, or buts about it. You better recite them shits too, or there's gonna be some backlash over that. I want to hear the 1 to 10, nigga. No looking at nothing. You understand? We gotta get back to us. And being uncivilized and doing shit out of pocket is not us. There's a way to make money in the black market, but again, you niggas take shit for joke, bro. Now, let me get you your overall statement. That's why I only do crime with killers, so they can't tell on me. Killers do tell on niggas. What are you talking about? And this is why, hit the like button. Hit the hype button. We're going to go over a series, because I know I can't do this in one take. So, we might try to get this done in 3 parts. 3 parts. We're gonna look at what brought Kenneth Supreme McGriff down. Now, what I'm not gonna do is show. Hold on, y'all. There we go. What I'm not gonna do is show their documentary. They did a documentary that they just released. You know, the one where they tried to make money off of Bimmy, and they said they just threw in there randomly. It was out of nowhere. It had nothing to do with the storyline or nothing. It was like, yo, Bimmy has been a snitch for 30 years. It had nothing to do with nothing, right? And then they just moved on, and then they used that as a soundbite, and then they made a bunch of sales, right? So if you figure in each download was $10, I think that's what I paid for it, and 50,000, even 20,000 people wanted to see that documentary worldwide. They made a grip. They made a grip that I hope they could, do something with, turn it into something else. Because I don't know if YouTube is going to be it, because I think they took the wrong angle. But that's neither here or there. It's neither here or there. I came to educate today. Now, in that documentary, the way the story is told is that there was a young hothead by the name of E Money Bags. He was known, right? His reputation was known by the old gangsters and the new. And of course, Supreme being the legendary gangster that he was, it was inevitable that somehow they crossed paths. Nonetheless, according to the story, E Money Bags wants the help of Supreme McGriff to buy a vehicle, but a specific vehicle, a Lincoln, in fact. So he helps him, but then E Money Bags, a lot of street niggas, they don't realize that, hey, I'm making money. Sometimes you gotta learn. Sometimes people have to teach you. You can walk into a dealership and just put down a little bit of money and get a brand new one, right? But they still used to doing things other ways. They don't even consider that. So something triggered E Money Bags, and he wanted his money back. He had given Supreme a down payment of $1,000. He wanted his money back because he's like, yo, I could go. First of all, he said it's taking a while. It's taking a while to get the money. And I could just go get a brand new car. Like, never mind. Give me the money back. It looked like they was gonna. Watching the video, it looked like they was gonna kill him anyway, or because he kept on bothering Preem. And I don't know if that was gonna be the case. Regardless, he didn't fall for that shit. They told him to meet at somebody's house, and he didn't go to that guy's fucking house. Something in his spirit knew. You step in this house, you're not stepping out. Right? So he broke out, right? So when they get back around the block, Prince is acting like this nigga's scared. He was acting all scary and shit. And I don't think E Money Bags was delusional. I think he knew exactly what time it was. Nonetheless, not Prince. And if I said Prince before, I meant Supreme. So when they get back to the block, Supreme, not Prince, Supreme is acting like he was all scary. It wasn't. He just knew what time it was. Supreme doesn't give him his $1,000 back, and there was some words exchanged, and the guns get to blazing, right? Allegedly, E Money Bags lets off some shots in their direction. Black just gets hit. Instead of Black just being driven to the hospital, Supreme drives around for a while. I don't know why he does that. Then he finally decides to take him to a hospital, but not the closest hospital, apparently. I don't know if this was some fucking mafia movies or whatever, some gangster movies, but he takes him to a hospital, kicks him out in the street, and then drives off. Black just doesn't make it. He bleeds out. Many people say that he would have made it if he would have just drove to the fucking hospital. Like, just drove to the hospital, bro, and deal with whatever comes with that later on. But he did not do that. The story is out there, and in fact, you can go look up the rest of that story. But after that, there's a beef, and somehow a hit gets put on E Money Bags. Now, what am I looking for? Give me 1 second. I'm looking for something specifically. And is it this? It's not this. Oh, boy. Could be this. Alright, this is Billboard. And forgive me, y'all, but you're going to learn a lot during this series. There we go. This is Billboard. 2 charged in E Money Bag slaying, right? So let me just read this. Federal prosecutors in New York probing ties between the world of drugs and drug dealing and rap music have filed murder charges in the slaying of a rapper known as E Money Bags. Assistant U.S. Attorney Carolyn Pokerny said yesterday that Dennis Devon Crosby and Nicole Brown could face the death penalty if convicted of the 2001 shooting. Investigators believe the crime was a revenge slaying ordered by drug kingpin Kenneth Supreme McGriff, according to the documents in this case. Prosecutors believe McGriff laundered hundreds of thousands of dollars in drug money through rap label Murder Inc., the home of such platinum-selling acts as Ashanti and Ja Rule. I just want to stop there. Chris Gotti, Irv Gotti's passed away. I have said it before, I never cared for Irv Gotti while he was alive. So there's no need for me to, put lipstick on a pig now that he's dead. I didn't care for him when he was alive. I would not want this to have had an effect on me and Chris Gotti's relationship, but it doesn't matter because that's his brother. So I don't assume he's going to take kindly to me saying these things. But it was just Irv's attitude. And also, I did not feel like these guys were really tough guys, and it was always with the mean mugging and the acting tough, because I felt of who you associated with, which ultimately you ended up in something I don't think you should have even been involved in, a federal RICO case that made you spend a lot of money on lawyers and pretty much almost bankrupt you, in my opinion, which, again, people using rap in streets as the same thing. They're not the same thing. And you will find that out if you keep playing games. But you do you. If you like it, I love it. Go ahead. Keep it up. Anyway, McGriff has not been charged in the slaying, but a detective filed an affidavit saying McGriff admitted his involvement to a confidential informant. Jesus. The affidavit said E Money Bags, whose given name was Eric Smith, was killed in retaliation for shooting McGriff's associate, Colbert Black Just Johnson. I told you that. Smith, a minor but up-and-coming performer was shot to death in his Lincoln Navigator in July 2001. Several men wearing white gloves fired as many as 40 shots into the vehicle, hitting the rapper more than 10 times, according to the sources familiar with the investigation. According to the sealed affidavit posted on the Smoke and Guns website, Crosby and Brown, who lived together, videotaped Smith as he hung out with friends outside Brown's apartment. The detective described the taping as surveillance in preparation for the killing. This is crazy. McGriff's lawyer, Robert Simmels, said Crosby was an acquaintance of McGriff, and the tape primarily featured Brown's young daughter and McGriff with brief shots of slain rapper's vehicle. There's a way the federal government is going to seek the death penalty, Brown's attorney, Jeremy Orden, said in court. No way in a million years. Brown, 42, and Crosby, 38, also were charged with participating in drug trafficking enterprise involving dozens of kilograms of heroin and cocaine. Let me tell you something right now, Prince. Because I don't know where you at. The internet is tearing Prince to pieces right now. It's going to be a knee-jerk reaction to try to fall back on drugs. Let me just help you right there. Do not think you can move a couple of kilos. They're watching you, bro. Don't think because it's quiet they're not watching. They are on you like white on rice, like dots on dice, nigga, like fur on mice. They are on you. So whatever you do right now, you gotta be cool. You be too cool, we gonna lose. You gotta be cool. You understand? Whatever frustrations you feeling, you get to thinking crazy about some YouTubers that got your name. You better chill out for they send your ass back in them walls. Simmer down, simmer down, simmer down, and figure it out. You're playing. Tret said, never gamble in a game that you don't know how to play. Never gamble in a game that you can't play. Which, I lost $2,000 in Chinatown one time playing some stupid-ass Chinese game. It was crazy. I wouldn't suggest you do it. But this is just crazy. To come outside, be affiliated with an organization, a record label, that could actually make you money. Maybe not as much as you used to, right? Because you're not an artist. But you could have made $100,000 a year and had your freedom. He didn't want that. Apparently, McGriff didn't want that. He wanted way more than that. What I don't understand is, why didn't you just give this young man back his $1,000? Out of everything, why didn't you give this young man back his $1,000? You not giving that man back $1,000 led into a shootout. It led into a shootout. What I also don't understand is, because I had another tab open that actually had up there that he has been convicted of. So Kenneth McGriff is currently incarcerated on charges of drug trafficking and also the murder of E. Moneybags and Big Nose Troy. But they call them hired for hits. That's what they call them, hired for hits. Now, going back to Chase. Chase, you said the killers don't tell. I want you to listen to a story in this 3-part series. Kenneth McGriff didn't have the $1,000 to pay E. Moneybags, but somehow found $25,000 to get people hit. Make it make sense. I don't understand what is going on. So when I see comments like yours, Chase, we gotta change that. If you're making money, you should really be shutting the fuck up and get off of YouTube and social media and do what you do. Less of this, more of this. You heard me. All right, we're going to start. Let's get started. And this is going... This might end up a 10-piece series. I don't even know. Because this got crazy. First of all, shout out to Crown Courts TV. And third of all, no, you can't use Crown Courts TV. There's only a couple of people that can use Crown Courts. If they find out that you are using their stuff to make videos, they are reporting you to have your shit stripped. Facts. There's only two people they have signed off on, to my acknowledgement, which is me and Zeke Black Feed the Wolves. I don't know about Infomons. So, that being said, let's get into this story. Why don't we?
Do you know specifically what charges you're in jail under? Murder. And have you pled guilty to those 2 homicides? Yes. What did you do to be guilty of them? I committed them, the acts. What actually did you do? Murder. Did you know the people that you killed? No. Did you know anything about them? A few things. Did you have a problem with them? No. What caused you to kill them? Somebody hired me to. Who was that? Supreme McGriff.
Chase, you said the killers don't kill, bro. These are court manuscripts being read to you. You said the killer. Don't believe that, right? Don't say shit because it sounds cool or sounds like you're gonna get props, bro. If you are doing crime, because you wrote it, and I can tell you for a fact the federal authorities are watching my channel. They've been watching us since 050 the movement, thanks to China trying to start sets with dumbass Harlem Legend, right? As soon as I left, he started listening to Harlem, taking dumbass advice. Yo, we selling sets. This nigga's not even in a gang. And he was riding around with Crips. How y'all gonna start a set together? Oh, y'all was trying to get life. These niggas is crazy. Huh? But since he been doing a Hollywood shuffle, distancing himself because he's starting to see. And he got married. He got to move differently. Miss Miyagi, shout out to Miss Miyagi. Huh? Very smart. Don't underestimate her. Don't underestimate Miss Miyagi. Very smart. So if you ain't did nothing right your whole goddamn life, China Brim, you did the right thing to say, nah, you gonna stay with me. We gonna work it out. We need a new image of the black male, the young black male. I'm so tired of they tried the quarter zip thing with y'all. Then y'all shot that down. Y'all still want to be real niggas. You're going to jail, bro. Take off the dumbass Pooh Shiesty. And let's find you something to do, man. Because you're going to jail. Everybody's telling. You're going to jail, bro.
Did you kill those people alone or by yourself? No, with a few individuals. Who are some of the people that you killed those individuals with? Barry Broughton, a guy named Smiley, eBay, a guy named Les. His nickname is Les. Do you see any of the people that you committed those murders with in the courtroom? Yes. Can you point that person out, say who it is, and something they are wearing? eBay. And can you point him out? Right. What's he wearing? Blue. I think it's blue. The defendant.
You know, I sat in the courthouse and watched something similar to this. I was a young man doing outlandish shit out here in these streets. And the White Plains Federal Courthouse. I sat in a room with a guy who used to try to give, well, he didn't try, he gave me advice. Yo, you niggas is bugging, you gotta hold your gun like this. You understand? You hold your shit back here, nobody can. You hold it out here, they grab your arm, they know some shit, they can flip you over. So always hold your shit back here. You understand? I keep on saying I went to a different school than a lot of these people that never had no guidance jumping off the porch. But to watch the same guy that's telling me how to hold my gun and what to do during this, all of this shit, he's on the stand pointing niggas out, telling niggas, yo, yeah, doing the exact thing that who y'all listening to is Manny Dog Mosley, right? Emmanuel Manny Dog Mosley. I'm not trying to bring heat on him. I'm just reacting to this video. So I'm not here to call him any names or act like Manny Dog is some sucker or something like that. I'm not, that's not my part to play in this. But we are listening to the testimony of Emmanuel Manny Dog Mosley right now. And as he's pointing out, whoever he's pointing out in this audio, it's just giving me flashbacks of when I sat there and watched the same dude tell me, yo, hold your gun like this. Now you saying this dude over here, he about to give him 500 years. Whew. Lord, how the tables turn when you're sitting in the hot seat. So what we need to do, black community, in urban black community, is we have to, and shout out to the real men in the comment section. Real men, you've been stepping up. You've been showing up and showing out in my comment section to let me know, yo, you're not alone, bro. So shout out to all the Pee-wee coaches. Shout out to all the basketball coaches. You understand? The real fathers, the real unks that want to see our community healed. Because by you supporting me and letting me know in my comment section, you're not alone. There are black men out here that don't subscribe to all this crazy criminal ideology and boisterous, I'm a thug and all this other crazy stuff, because we ain't been winning like that. Yo, I appreciate y'all. Y'all been showing up for your boy. Hit the hype button for your boy, though.
For the record will so reflect he has identified Mr. Granton. What's a mandatory minimum sentence? Do you know what that is? Mandatory minimum sentence? Yes. What's that? Life. That's the mandatory minimum sentence of the crimes you pled guilty to? Yes. At one point, were you facing the death penalty? Yes. You are not facing that anymore? No. Do you have an agreement with the government? Excuse me? Do you have an agreement with the government? Yes. What kind of agreement? To testify here today for the crimes that I have done. 5K1 agreement.
Thank you. Thank you. 5K1 gods. Until we meet again and return in part 2.